Jeep Rampions. We make buying easy. Closed captioning for News 12 is brought to you by Kenneth Nugent. From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Hitting the lake this weekend for the holiday can be fun, but boating under the influence is going to cost you. How state and local agencies are teaming up to keep the water safe. That's all ahead.
But before you head to the lake, it does look like rain chances are going to follow us through the weekend. We've got Anthony checking on that for us. So what can you tell us right now, Anthony?
Well, guys, as we go through both tonight as well as the next couple of days, we're going to hang on to those rain chances. Right now in Augusta, we're actually seeing some drier conditions with a little bit of sunshine, but a lot of that rain is to our south as well as just off to our west. We'll first start in the Augusta area, nice and dry right now. We do see some of those scattered showers and storms right around the Macon area, but we've had a couple boundaries start to outflow from some of those thunderstorms, and that could lead to a few more storms being developed over the next couple of hours. Right now, we are again sunny and dry in the Augusta area, 84 degrees, but dew points 71, so definitely on the stickier side, and it's feeling closer to that 90-degree point. Now, as we continue on through the next couple of hours, if you have any outdoor plans, we're going to stick to those low 80s with a mix of sun and clouds here in the Augusta area, and then that potential for a few more showers as we go through this evening, as well as through the day tomorrow. We'll start off in the 70s, working their way up into the upper 80s by about 5 o'clock. Much more on that forecast, including the holiday weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Anthony, thanks a lot. In the last month, we reported on at least 6 drownings, including 3 at Clarksville Lake last weekend. And even though we hear about life jackets all the time, some people still don't wear them.
DNR says out of 489 lake drownings in the country last year, 399 were not wearing a life jacket. DNR is also cracking down on boating under the influence with Operation Dry Lake. Nick Veland out there today to see how they're getting ready.
This boat ramp that I'm coming up right now, boats will be coming down this upcoming July 4th weekend. And as many people are preparing to celebrate out on the lake, it's just as important to prepare to celebrate responsibly. When you're on the water, the fun can quickly turn to danger.
I mean, it's a bad tragedy because people could have easily, been wearing a life jacket.
Commander Pat McMenamin has been patrolling the water along with her husband with the Coast Guard Auxiliary since 2009. She says life jackets need to be worn at all times.
So when do you want to put a life jacket on? As soon as you get out of your car.
Jim says the water can be deceiving.
It's 20 feet deep underneath this boat right now. It's very easy for people to come off the boat.
The Department of Natural Resources will be patrolling too.
We are actually pulling resources, which would be other personnel from elsewhere in the state that may not have large reservoirs.
Clarks Hill Lake will be full staff with 3 patrol boats out making sure people are following the law. A big focus this weekend, making sure people are boating sober.
We want sober operators. We don't want the operators to be operating under the influence of alcohol or drugs.
Patrols watch the water. They want you to know they're on your side too.
That we're just out here for their safety. We want everybody to come out. We want them to have fun. We want them to enjoy the water, but we want everybody to go home safe.
The 3 main points that I took away are wear a life jacket, boat sober, and respect officers out in the water. Reporting in Appling, I'm Nick Veland, on your side.
And when it comes to keeping kids safe in the water, make sure your kids have on really bright colors. If something does happen, it's a lot easier to spot them if they go under the water. Always have an adult responsible for watching each child. Don't assume because there's a lot of people in the same area that someone else is watching. And if you're in the water with your kids, keep them at most, they say, arm's length away. And if possible, have someone in your group who knows CPR.
Safety in the water isn't the only thing to stay on top of this holiday weekend, especially if you're hitting the road to go out of town. New numbers from national nonprofit show Georgia traffic deaths jumped by 21% from 2019 to 2021, just ahead of the national average, which jumped 19%. Will Rio live in the studio now with a closer look at traffic trends in our area. Will.
Yeah, just ahead of the 4th of July holiday weekend, traffic is a major concern around the country and here at home. You can see on this chart right behind me, the last 5 years, traffic accidents and fatalities have gone up. Now in Richmond County, traffic fatalities are the highest they've been in 5 years. We've also seen several hit and runs over the last 2 weeks. One family is still looking for answers in their family's hit and run case. 4 months of grief and unanswered questions are holding Jerry McKinnon's family hostage.
I do wish somebody would come forward with legit information.
Every day appears dark and stormy for them. Weeds and tall grass are covering the scene where Jerry McKinnon was hit and killed on Coleman Avenue.
That's our plan, for them to see who they took from us every day.
The family says new information is offering a glimmer of light in the case.
It feels a little better that we now know a little bit more, but I won't feel all the way better until they got him, until we get whoever this person is.
McKinnon's brother says investigators tell him the vehicle is likely a Honda or Acura SUV with a pearl blue color. It could be made between 2010 and 2022. They say the paint was found on McKinnon's clothes that he was wearing.
Somebody's got to be held accountable for what they did.
In previous hit-and-run cases, law enforcement describes how hard these cases are to solve, with no video evidence or witnesses.
This isn't a main highway. This is a road that not very many people know about unless they know the area.
McKinnon's family says they're not stopping until justice is served.
We're still coming after you. Might not be as vocal right now, but we're coming. We're still going to get you, period.
The family says there's still a $3,600 reward out there for any information regarding this case. The family says to contact Crime Stoppers if you know anything here.
It's been about 8 months since Richmond County voters squashed plans for a new James Brown Arena. Now plans are moving forward on renovations for its next door neighbor in the Bell Auditorium. These are some new sketches of what the outside of the Bell could look like, with nearly $900,000 in renovations. That money just approved yesterday by the Coliseum Authority. Claire Allen live outside of the Bell. So Claire, how's this money going to help? What's the overall plan?
Yeah, Laura, the Coliseum Authority says that their main focus right now is the Bell Auditorium. They said they're going to knock down this wall right here to expand the plans and also create a grand lobby.
Instead of the money sitting in the bank, we'll actually be able to get something done to get us moving forward.
Months after plans for a new James Brown Arena fell through, the Augusta-Richmond County Coliseum Authority approved over $800,000 for renovations to the Bell Auditorium.
This will also give the community a visual of what we're about to do.
The upgrade will include making more room for concession stands, adding more restrooms, and updating the dressing and green rooms.
Premium Club at the Bell, which has been in a closet, a dungeon I'll call it, will now be opened up, larger, and actually have a view out into the arena.
Ushery says the Bell Auditorium has played a big part in downtown Augusta, hosting 6 shows within the last month.
What Augusta needs to know, the Bell Auditorium as it exists now is the #1 venue outside of Atlanta, Georgia for the state of Georgia.
The Coliseum Authority says once the renovations are complete with the Bell Auditorium, they will start looking forward what's next for the JBA.
This is going to be probably the best year the arena, the complex has had ever.
The Coliseum Authority says that once they are done with the Bell Auditorium, they're going to be looking forward to those plans for the JBA. They say that while the Bell Auditorium is under construction, the JBA will be hosting shows and will be open.
And we'll be looking forward to the changes there. Thanks very much for that, Claire. New at 6 o'clock, the Army dropping its high school diploma or GED requirement to enlist. The catch is you'll have to head to basic training by October 1st, so this is a real tight timeline. We've reported on recruiting shortages for months, so this could be a way to bring in more soldiers. One station commander is saying they understand circumstances might have stopped intelligent people from graduating, and this is a chance to get an extra opportunity, but only for a limited time. A local artist putting a new twist on some old murals, now getting calls from all over the state to do more painting like this. His latest vintage mural is coming up. A local artist putting a new twist on some old murals, now getting calls from all over the state to do more painting like this. His latest vintage mural is coming up.
Plus, virtual reality is all the rage in the gaming world. See how they're using it to teach nursing students at AU after the break.
And we're keeping an eye on the skies. A few isolated showers just north of the CSRA. They're going to be making their way into our northern counties and even through the Augusta area later on this evening. We'll time out those showers and talk about the July 4th weekend coming up next.
A local artist restoring Coca-Cola murals across the area has been really busy since we ran his story here last week. Here's a time-lapse of Addison Naday's latest mural in Harlem on North Louisville Street. It's near the Harlem Museum and the Welcome Center there.
Since his murals popped up on our air, he's gotten hundreds of requests from all over Georgia to restore Coke murals for them. His next one is going in downtown at a coffee shop. Naday says we'll get more details after he gets permission to give them, but if you want to check out his work or donate for his supplies, we'll have a link on our website.
I love the throwback look of all the old Coke murals.
So cool. I hope some of these towns and stuff are paying him, though, because
Really
that
nice.
is a lot of volunteer work.
He was volunteering. His own supplies were being volunteered as well, so it's kind of expensive there.
Yeah.
But good for him for getting some recognition there and doing a great job
Very
in a
cool.
lot of downtown areas. Let's have a live look outside now from
Temperatures slowly warming into the lower 90s, 93 degrees seasonal by Wednesday afternoon, guys.
If you have an Oculus or virtual reality headset at home, you know how much fun it can be using virtual reality, but AU is using it as a tool to teach.
Yeah, nursing students are getting in on this. End-of-life situations, that's tough for anyone and everyone involved. But as Hallie Turner shows us, this technology is helping students learn more about empathy.
Professors at Augusta University are using virtual reality to teach nursing students the difference between empathy and sympathy when it comes to end-of-life care.
Oh, I'm so sorry for what you're going through.
Instead of their students apologizing for the situation, they want them to feel more like the patient.
That's true empathy, and that's what we're doing with virtual reality.
It's a collaboration between the College of Nursing and the Center for Instructional Innovation. They all had the same goal, to teach empathy without the outside noise.
We felt was providing a safe environment where the students could be immersed in an end-of-life experience, but then in a safe place be able to debrief with trained faculty was the best way that we could think of delivering this.
It's all a part of Project Live, learning through interprofessional virtual experiences. Students start with a test run with dummies and then the VR experience, interacting with the patient who is dying and family members under immense stress.
They didn't know the person who was acting as the family member, so it felt that much more real because they were sitting there looking into someone's eyes who was looking directly at them, seeking an answer.
Mary Lorette is a communication student who played the role of a family member. She lost her own mother 2 years ago.
They're very important, especially with calming down people that are in this situation, especially if they're non-responsive family members.
Using technology to help students learn more about real care. In Augusta, Hallie Turner on your side.
And we want to welcome Hallie to the News 12 team. Augusta University will make that new program available for the entire College of Nursing this fall. Local care centers in a tough spot these days. Nursing assistants are hard to find. We look at that critical need coming up.
The Limelight.
If someone you know has a nursing assistant caring for them, you know how tough it can be to get constant care, especially since the pandemic.
Today, a local center had a hiring fair to fill dozens of open positions. Alyssa Lyons was there to find out what's behind this shortage.
A hefty workload without the shoes to fill them. The Tri-Development Center of Aiken has more than 65 residential support positions open.
Regardless of whether or not we have enough staff, we still have to continue our level of care.
Causing the TDC to go back to the drawing board, spreading already depleted resources thin.
What we have are people who are working in different homes. We have different home settings. And we have to pull people from different areas to cover those vacancies, because then we also have people calling out.
Just waiting for someone to step up.
I actually was working with someone that had a disabled child, and he really needed help, and that just encouraged me to go into the field to help others.
But not just anybody. The reality is, though qualifications are at minimum a high school degree, caring is at the top of it.
There's a line there. Who is considered quality and who is considered the most caring? I believe that we can take a caring individual, a caring person, and make them into a quality person.
And quality one day turns into quantity.
If you are a healthcare worker and you know that your primary goal is to care for people, you need to get back out there because we're needed.
In Aiken, Alyssa Lyons on your side.
Starting pay for a residential support provider is $14.75 an hour. Certified nursing assistants are encouraged to apply, but the link for applications, those are available on our website.
Very proud of that event.
Huge news for the Hawks. Atlanta has traded for Spurs All-Star guard DeJounte Murray. Murray led the NBA in steals per game and averaged 21 points on his way to his first All-Star appearance last year. The Hawks are sending Danilo Gallinari and 3 first-round picks, as well as a pick swap to San Antonio in return. At first glance, feels like a great move for Atlanta. They likely won't get a player of Murray's caliber with those picks, and now they get a guard who can defend alongside Trae Young.
Nick, thanks a lot. The 4th of July weekend is right on top of us, getting started sooner than you might think. Tomorrow, Fort Gordon kicks things off at Barton Field, the celebration from 5 until 11. Saturday and Sunday, the Green Jackets with fireworks after each game. Also Saturday, fireworks and family fun at the Raysville Marina in Thompson. That gets underway at 9 o'clock.
On the 4th, Boom in the Park is at Evanstown Center Park from 5 to 11. A great show every year out there. Augusta has their celebration on the 4th as well at the Augusta Common. Events start at 5. Fireworks should start blasting around 9:30. A chance for kids to make a splash and have some fun around the area. In North Augusta, Riverview Park Splash Pad is back open after closing for some repairs.
Looks good over there, right? In Hephzibah, Augusta city officials say a brand new splash pad opens Friday at the McBean Community Center. The grand opening at 11 o'clock in the morning. Hours for the splash pad will be noon until 6 every day, and what a perfect time of year for that.
Absolutely, Richard. We're going to be seeing temperatures maybe not as hot as what we saw last week, sticking into those upper 80s, but back to seasonal by the 4th of July, right around 91 degrees. We're not going to get into the rain totally. We'll have one more look at that 4th of July weekend forecast coming up next.
On CBS. I'm Samantha.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're actual clients of Austin Jackson. A girl ran a red light. The tractor trailer was right beside us, so they hit her, causing her to hit us. We rolled 4 times down Washington Road. Her injuries were extensive, and we really needed not just prompt care, but a continued care plan. Once we met with Austin, I felt really sure that we were going to get taken care of. It was definitely nice knowing that we had someone we could trust, working on our case, taking care of things, and explaining every step of the way.
Get Austin Jackson.
The Augusta guy.